Hey guys, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and is looking forward to a happy new year. Today is going to be the last video of 2018, but today I'm going to make this folding stool. Stick around to see how I did it, won't you? I've already got all the pieces cut out according to the plans, so I'm just going to give a little bit of the shaping to the legs and the seat supports, drill the holes for the dowel rods, give everything a nice sand, and we'll get this thing put together. Alright, here's where things get a little fiddly. So I bought this 5/8 inch poplar dowel rod from the hardware store on my way home today. But sometimes your drill bit doesn't drill exactly the same size as the dowel rod, as is in my case. So this is where things get a little bit fiddly. I'm going to change things up a little bit and go a little bit off of Steve's plans. And I'm going to put this flush up against here and just drive a 1.5 inch or 1 1/4 inch brad nail right through there. I'm going to use this piece as a stop. I'm not going to use any glue. I'll put that there just to keep it level, push that up tight. And I'm only going to do that on the end pieces. So we'll see how this goes. So now that won't turn and it won't drift out. Now I can put my seat pieces there and the other piece here, the other leg. And again, I'm just going to butt this up against here to make sure it's flush. And driving a pin nail right there. These two pieces need to pivot. These legs don't need to pivot. As long as the seat pieces pivot, we're good. Alright. So these pieces pivot. And the dowel doesn't move on the outside legs. That's what I wanted. And the same thing on these side pieces, only I'm going to go, yeah, I'll do the leg pieces again. Don't need this yet. Just into the long leg piece. Only one there, not through. And same on the other leg. Oh, look at that. Popped through a little bit. Yep, that'll happen. Alright, I'll sand that flush so that it doesn't interfere. Okay, and now we glue on the seat pieces. Just going to put a little bead of glue right here on the base, underneath. And then the seat piece. I'm just going to line this up with the edges. And I'll put a couple of pin nails in here, or brad nails, just to hold it in place while the glue dries. I'll throw some clamps on it. Let these flush. Oops. And now the other side of the seat. This one's a little bit more tricky to get it lined up and centered. If you math it, it winds up being 2 2/4 inches from the outside of the piece that it glues onto. So we're going to get one set, and we'll set the other one, and it's still going to be flush with the inside of this piece. So two and 2/4. I'm just going to eyeball it from here, or 2 1/4, excuse me. So right about there, and I will fire one in right here as it's flush. Hard to see. One, and then we'll go 2 1/4 this way. That's dead nuts. Fire one in here. Just double check this side. 2 1/4. Quite. I think I can jimmy around 2 1/4 there. And this side. There. Alright. And finally we put on the support braces. I'm just going to put a little glue here, a little glue here. Now I'm going to clamp this one in temporarily. This side is flush. Spin it around and do the same thing. just let it set up. When the glue dries, it's done. And while we're waiting for the glue to dry, let's clean up a little bit. And one final thing before we call it done, I'm going to add my mark. Well, there you have it. A nice little stool that you can make in only a few hours in your shop. The only thing left I have to do on this is fill in the holes and give it a couple of coats of spray lacquer, and it'll be done. So special thanks to Steve Ramsey from Woodworking for Mere Mortals. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Oh, and Steve, if you're watching, remember, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.